we died in World of Warcraft. And I was about to say a lot about this. Like, I'm not going to lie, I was pissed. At first, we died, and I was like, my bad. Right? It is what it is. I died. Shouldn't have done that, blah, 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 blah. Then I, dove deeper into it, and I actually watched, probably out of the 39 different people's perspectives, I watch probably 30 people's perspectives. These people are the biggest, and again, remember I said this before, I said these WoW players are pussies, right? And they all cried to me. Remember? When I called, during the Yamato thing, I said, you guys are all pussies, you weren't jumping in anyway. And they were like, well, don't call us pussies, bro. No, you don't know what you layered. They are absolutely pussies. I told myself I wasn't going to crash out. I'm about to crash out. I made a whole notepad of exact timestamps of what I've done. I'm better than that. It was some of the most degenerate shit I've ever seen in my life. First of all, obviously nobody listened to the call. There were a couple good people that did listen to the call. Whatever. Was it a bad call? I don't think it was necessarily. It was 100% late. Yes, but that is the point. You stupid, degenerate, bitch-ass WoW players. That is the point. Me raid leading. That is the point of a new player even raid leading. To cause bad situations, right? And if you just see a bad situation and you're like, that, I'm not following, it's a bad call, what is the point of even having new people raid lead if you're just going to say them? Nobody wants to sit there and watch you disgusting sweats min-max molten core for 20 years straight. That's why nobody watches in the first place until Only Fangs. So if you're just going to roach out when something goes wrong and blame a bad call from a person who's never raid led in the first place, why are we even here, right? I was reading so much, by the way, my Twitter is just spammed. Well, he should have pulled the boss back. Yes, bro, in a perfect world, I would have pulled the boss back. I f***ed up. So what are we going to do about it? Are we all just going to stop playing? Apparently, because if things don't go pixel perfect for these WoW freaks, they just leave. That's one thing. And then, bro, are we playing World of Weak Aura? World of Add-on? Bro, I was watching 95% of their POVs, and there's this, huge pop-up that, pops on the screen, explaining every boss mechanic in real time. So, for instance, that thing started happening, a huge pop-up this big appears and is like, run away! Why are we even playing? What are we even doing, by the way? Yeah, it's called, DPM result. But why even play?
Industry lost its mind. True.
Recently, a nasty little conversation has reared its ugly head yet again, and it's that the video game industry believes that it's time for games to be $100 or more.
Jesus.
Mark my words. If this is the path that the industry chooses to follow, this will likely lead to the largest collapse this industry has ever seen. They think that the layoffs, closures, and canceled games are bad now. You haven't seen anything yet. The players already have a long list of reasons as to why not to buy games today, and you want to go and add an even bigger reason to that list?
Here's a good example, right? Is that you can use the inflation argument as much as you want, but they made Kingdom Come Deliverance for $41 million, and Black Myth Wukong was for 60, 70, or 80 million. So, really all this is going to end up doing is it's going to make you non-competitive in the market because you're competing in a global marketplace with different currency rates and different rates of payment. And so if you have places in other parts of the world that are making the product way cheaper than you are, and the product is relatively similar, then, and the problem here is that it's actually better, is that you're going to just lose in the free market. You're signing your own death warrant. That's it.
The vast majority of players, the reason that will be at the very top of their list. For years now, we've heard about how they think that the video game industry bubble is going to burst because there's just been so much investor interest over the years. The wages have increased, the cost of development and marketing has gone up, and long development cycles that these games are in, 7 to 10 years in some cases, is just not making these games financially viable. These big AAA, these big shiny AAA games are too expensive to make for such little return.
Yeah.
So they've gotten themselves thinking, well, how do we fix this issue? What's the actual problem here? I mean,
you fire all the people who have useless jobs that contribute nothing to the actual product. You narrow down the scope of your projects. You take down the, you look at the 80-20 rule and you see where 80% of your fucking money is going for like water physics. You fire all of those people. You get rid of everybody there that has a job because they, somebody else says they needed a job to manage somebody who manages somebody else. And you get people in there that do work. That's the way you do it. The DEI, well, I mean, of course you fire them. They're done, right? But like, you do that, like, you're going to have games. You're going to have no problems. That's it. Like, you fire useless people that don't do anything, that create no real product. Like, they're not doing anything. They're not adding anything to the game. Like, you ask yourself, like, is this person adding value to the game at a rate that they're costing? The answer probably for a lot of these people is no. So get rid of them. It's so easy.